Some years ago, while working as a missionary priest in West Africa, a Muslim person called to the mission house in what appeared to be some distress. Expecting that he might be asking for some food or some material help, I was surprised that he simply asked me, "Are you a priest?" To which I answered, "Yes." Then he proceeded to ask a question which appeared to be very important to him. How did Adam and Eve's children get married? To this day I cannot remember how our conversation developed and finished, but I only hope that it may have been of some help to him. However, I do remember that when I went back into the priest's house, a conversation developed on the same subject. The priests in the room offered varying responses. Some appear to have seen the Bible account as that of myth, and so the question was not one of real concern. Others, including myself, suggested that there may have been other couples created at the same time as Adam and Eve, and that Cain simply married a daughter of one of the other couples. Later, having researched this subject a little, I found that this position is rejected by the Church as heretical, as contrary to the faith, a heresy known as polygenism. For the Church teaches that there was an original first couple, or first parents, from whom the whole world is populated. And so the question remains and is valid: how did Adam and Eve's children get married? Where did Cain's wife come from? Wouldn't we love to know what Jesus, Mary and Joseph said on the same subject? There must be some explanation, for our faith is not contrary to reason. Reading through the early chapters of Genesis and looking at the cumulative evidence presented there may in fact be a simple explanation, one which the Holy Spirit is offering us, and that is simply that the wives of Adam and Eve's sons were formed in the same way that Eve was formed from the side of Adam. Although all marriages were subject to concupiscence and death as a consequence of the sin of our first parents, this special nuptial blessing appears to have continued for some time later. This blessing ended, with the exception of Noah's family, for the inhabited world at the time of the flood, when we are told in Genesis that the sons of God married the daughters of men, and then for the whole world at the time of Abraham as a consequence of the sin of his father, Terah. If this understanding is true, it reveals how important marriage is for God, that from the beginning every couple was predestined to meet, so much so that the couple were in fact one body, one person, a son, which later at the appointed time was revealed as male and female. Maybe this too is why the Muslim person came to the mission house that night. He may have found someone he loved and was wondering whether God had predestined her for him and he for her. Whatever the case may be, I only hope that God blessed him that night with the truth.